Brand new video today, talking about ARCBLOCK ABT. Covered ARCBLOCK pretty extensively on the channel. Go back, look at previous videos. I don't know how many videos I've made here on ARCBLOCK ABT. I think personally, one of the more polarizing cryptos in the space, at least on the internet space, as far as just Twitter and YouTube, as far as people being overly bullish, people being overly bearish, and just both sides of the spectrum, right? Hot and cold. People changing their opinions, etc., etc. And again, if you're holding ABT and you're bullish on ABT, you have conviction on it. I think it's important to any crypto you have conviction on to believe in that project, and again continue to hold the project, because again things can happen very quickly, things can change very quickly in the crypto space. And again, nothing has changed for me as far as my position in ARCBLOCK ABT. I still have the same position I've had, at a much cheaper entry point even than what it is right now, 80 cents. And again, ARCBLOCK last May was at $4.33. Just to put reference to things, $4.33 ARCBLOCK was at last May. As far as technicals and, or I guess not technicals, as far as just catalysts and things that ARCBLOCK has done in that time frame, I think it's only helped ARCBLOCK. It's not like, it's not like things have happened where there suddenly should be a different outlook on the tech and infrastructure and the things ARCBLOCK is offering. I think things have only gotten more bullish. I think obviously if you watch any previous video I've made, my opinion on it is just the lack of marketing, lack of exchange listings for ARCBLOCK ABT. Although it does have a Coinbase listing, besides that, like, it's not really listed on any other top exchanges or what many people consider tier 1 exchanges. It's just not. But it does have the Coinbase listing, which should benefit a lot of people, I think, holding ARCBLOCK or looking to buy ARCBLOCK. And then obviously once you do a deeper dive and you see what ARCBLOCK is offering as an entire ecosystem of a project, Web3, AI, all the different niches and sectors that it is in, and looking to disrupt, I think you can't help but kind of see the magnitude of the potential product development that ARCBLOCK does have. And you can see here this kind of timeline on the specific products and the development of where they are headed, and what's to come, kind of. ARCBLOCK also is not, it's sitting on Ethereum, right? It's on Ethereum, but if you compare like Ethereum, which you look at Ethereum, you compare it to ARCBLOCK, the price action is not similar to or different from other cryptos that we do cover on the channel, which like Turbo, for example, a meme coin. Its chart is very similar to Ethereum, and I wouldn't necessarily say that about ARCBLOCK ABT. It's been a rough year for ARCBLOCK, down 65% on the year. If you look at Ethereum on the year, it's definitely not as similar to ARCBLOCK ABT. And even back here, I mean, ARCBLOCK was at $2 back in December, where we saw a ton of cryptos pumping, and it's, again, has not just really recovered since then, right? It just hasn't. We've seen other cryptos recover since the kind of fall of crypto. When the tariffs hit, Trump's meme coin hit, we saw crypto take a really big hit, and ARCBLOCK just hasn't recovered. It did jump up to 91 cents over the weekend, which was really good to see. Or I think this was actually Monday, jumped up to 91 cents. And that was off the news of this tweet here. Now, again, I'm very hopeful. ARCBLOCK, again, I want to say the word hopeful. I'm very optimistic when it comes to ARCBLOCK and its ability, because from a tech and infrastructure and output standpoint, utility standpoint, it has an absolute ton to offer. Game-changing tech, in my opinion. But it's just come down to marketing. It's come down to putting ARCBLOCK in front of the right people to really scale it up. The thing with this here, right? For example, ARCBLOCK puts this tweet out, got a good amount of engagement. They say ARCBLOCK is preparing to announce a highly anticipated partnership at Seattle AI Week in October of 2025. Attendees is spelled wrong, which I think it's not a huge deal, but I think if you're a company like ARCBLOCK, you can't spell these words wrong, to be honest. 3,500 attendees expected with Coinbase, Accenture, other key players as sponsors. Let's say this, nobody is prepared for what we're about to unveil. And again, for me personally, I'm not trying to push any sort of bearish sentiment towards ARCBLOCK. Obviously, I want it to do extremely well for my benefit, to be honest. Just to be as transparent as possible. Like, I'm holding ARCBLOCK, so I'm not like trying to FUD ARCBLOCK at all. But we have, as holders, I think we've seen this before. and then the announcement is, I don't want to call it a letdown, but it is tough to put this tweet out and say nobody's prepared what we're about to unveil, highly anticipated partnership, and then it's not necessarily like a partnership what may, you know, necessarily, or it's just they're like the Google thing. Again, this is just me and me kind of not venting, but speaking from just how I feel about it. Like the Google partnership, Google Cloud, like that's tough, right? Because, you know, from an exterior standpoint, you see ARCBLOCK, oh, partnering with Google Cloud, but then when you really look at it, it's not necessarily a partnership, right? They're just a part of this Google Cloud thing, right? So I really do hope that this partnership, this highly anticipated partnership that nobody's prepared for, is massive, and it's like a real legit partnership, and it really, really can push things in the right direction for ARCBLOCK. Because I do, like I said, infrastructure, everything that ARCBLOCK offers from a tech standpoint, the dApps, blockchains, cryptos, AI, is extremely bullish. And if you really, really look at it, it makes a ton of sense how this project can do extremely, extremely well. Okay, but then you look at the chart, and it is, again, people want to make money, investors want to make money in this market, and it's tough to kind of correlate the potential very, very bullish outlook that people have on ARCBLOCK and correlate it to the chart, correlate it to the last year chart, correlate it to the price action, correlate it to the volume. It is tough, and even the holder count sitting at 24,600. I mean, we're here Wednesday, July 16th. We're seeing cryptos pump like crazy, right? Ethereum over 3K, Bitcoin all-time highs, and ARCBLOCK is essentially, from over the last 2 weeks, has changed changed holders relatively minimal. Like the holder count has not changed at all, right? So there's just not that buying pressure that I think a lot of people are hopeful for when it comes to ARCBLOCK. Again, also, I do think the founder of ARCBLOCK, Robert Mao, is a great founder for crypto in the space that we are in online, being able to push a project, move a project forward, and just being transparent with the holders. I do really, really do think he is the right guy to lead ARCBLOCK. Again, who am I to say who is and who isn't? He's the founder of this company. So I have no problems with Robert Mao. I think he does a great job. I think from just a team standpoint at ARCBLOCK, they really need to make this announcement that they say they're going to have here. Again, this is just my opinion. We need this to be massive, as they say it's going to be, because again, ARCBLOCK, you know, at just a 2.4 billion market cap is $24. It's a 30x from here at a 2.4 billion market cap, which for what ARCBLOCK is offering seems pretty minimal in my opinion. We look at even comparing it to a 13 billion market cap, which again, in a bear market for a company in a utility coin that has this tech, game-changing tech, you know, a 10 billion market cap is so attainable in a bull market, and that's 168x from here, $136 per coin. This is not my price prediction, but just to give you guys a reference, every 1 billion market cap for ABT is $10. Okay, so again, let me know in the comments below how you guys feel about ABT currently. I think this video was much overdue. Please drop a like on this video, hit that subscribe button, and as always, have a great day.